This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, Ollie. He was the kind of guy who knew exactly which wine to order with chopped liver, or how long your tie should be so it didn't get caught in your fly. Oh, the girls were pretty sweet on Ollie. Heads turned whenever he came down the street. Now, it just so happened that Ollie was between adventures, a female, that is, when Imelda struck. Now, by all accounts, Imelda was one of the classiest dishes in town. You might say she was the mayonnaise in the tuna sandwich of life. Ollie jumped in front of Imelda and he said, "Dinner, tonight, le frites français, 8 o'clock. Imelda paused, and then she smiled that smile she had, and down the street she strolled, not looking back even once. Ollie wanted everything to go right with the evening, so he figured to show up early at Le Frites Français, the fanciest restaurant in town. Ollie demanded the best table in the house, and fresh flowers, and a tablecloth. And are you ready for this? Clean cutlery! Oh, Ollie was starting to get up the nose of the maitre d', Max. You see, Max was also the owner, chef, and dishwasher at the Frites Français, and nobody ever went to bed hungry being nice to Max. But Ollie didn't know that. Ollie told him that tonight was a very special night for him, and a very special lady, and that tonight, business as usual just wasn't going to be good enough. Max was just going to have to do a little bit better. Max thought for a moment, and then very calmly, very serenely, very graciously told Ollie that he was a fool for not realising Ollie was a man of the world, a man for whom the best is just regular fare. If Ollie would allow him, he'd prepare something special to delight and amaze Ollie and his lady fair. Max whisked off the tablecloth, applied a fresh one, lit the candle stuck in the wine bottle, and produced a basket of breadsticks. Ollie smiled appreciatively as Max dashed into the kitchen. Just then, Imelda entered. Oh, she was a vision in parachute silk. Imelda looked around and recognised Ollie instantly. The breadsticks stuffed up his nose were a dead giveaway. She laughed at his little joke, hoping those weren't the only breadsticks at the table. Meanwhile, Max was busy dumping old dishwater, the grotty stuff from the sink drain, and some coffee grounds into his special soup. Yes, Max had something very special planned for his surly customer and his important date. Then he snorted and hacked and hawked up just the thing. He gobbed it right into the centre of the soup. A loogie the size of a matzo ball bobbed in the bowl. He took a twist of parsley for garnish and called for a waiter. Gleefully, he peered through the door of the kitchen, watching as Ollie and his young date enjoyed the first course. When he saw Ollie look up and wave to him, Max couldn't resist going over to enjoy the moment more completely. But if you thought Max was stunned when Ollie told him it was the best soup he'd ever tasted, you should have seen his face when Imelda looked up from a bowl and said, "Daddy, this soup is delicious!" This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, Ollie, and his father-in-law, Max, the ones who run that very successful restaurant. It's not just soup.